See you later, Viv. Bye. My little brother sort of did a media project with school, and he knew that I could already backflip because previously to doing parkour I was a high-level trampolinist. So he asked me, can I be in his media project video and do a backflip off a wall? And I was like, yeah, go on then. And then I was hanging around with him and his mates, and he thought it was like pretty fun actually what they were doing, and decided to quit trampolining and start parkour instead because it was more fun. My name's Scott Jackson. I've been doing parkour for around coming up to 13 years I think now. I just trained all the time at the beginning, like for the first sort of 4 or 5 years I was just training constantly because it was so fun and no one tells you to stop, so you go out on like a Saturday and you just train for like 7 or 8 hours just straight, which is great for your body. So I was doing that all the time. We had like a small group in Bournemouth that was like really cool, and we just hung out all the time, and you know, like what a lot of people started parkour for, the community of being together and jumping around. And then I would sort of like, I don't know, help people out and sort of coach them a little bit, and I don't know, I seem to have a little bit of understanding of movement because of trampolining before and going on all the coaching courses probably with my coach and whatever, so I could pick up that stuff quite well I think. Me and a guy called Jackson sort of got together and said we're doing the same thing in different areas but we're fairly close, should we just get together and make a real cool organisation? So we did that and we created Train Hard. And yeah, now we've got our own facility, and that's sort of where it's at now. I'm managing the facility over in Poole and just continuing to coach full time. Basically, anyone that wants to be coached, I will coach really. We start from ages at the moment now, sort of 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 6 to 9, 10 to 14, 14 to 17, 18 plus. So we sort of cover everything. So when we go under the bar, I want you to not put your chest or your knees on the floor. I think probably our oldest active member is maybe like 56, 57. There's quite a lot that are sort of in their 40s, I would say. Viv is my wife. She coaches for Train Hard Parkour, so I guess she's my wife and my employee. They look so funny like that.
This one's Albie. This one's Billy. They like being carried.
Music by.
Oh God! Oh my! That's how we play. Oh, parkour, parkour. Can you open with that like a jingle? My name is Viv Jackson, Scott is my husband, and I'm one of the coaches for Train Hard. When you see them break a mental block, I think that's quite elating, almost, as a coach. For them to like achieve that little something is quite nice to see, really. It's a rewarding job. I really like it. He's great. Like, that's why I married him. He is really passionate about parkour, and I think that shines through.
We used to live in a flat on the second story, and it was just like, you know, if there was a fire and I couldn't get out, I could get out. Like, what? Why couldn't everyone should be able to like just get themselves safely down from somewhere? That's what I like hearing from some of the students, especially my adult students. They sort of say, oh, you know, since I've started, I've been much better at like just going up the ladder and getting things from the attic, or you know, just all these little things that translate to their like activities of daily living. So I think they're gaining confidence and self-belief, definitely, and everyone's really supportive, which is something that I've tried really hard to foster, because from my trampolining background, it wasn't supportive at all, and it was pitting everyone against everyone else. You wanted to be on the podium, you needed to psych out your opponent by saying something snarky to them before they went onto the trampoline or whatever. People, hopefully, in our classes gain that sort of supportive and encouraging atmosphere.
Oh, I committed to it. That's good.
So, FIG, they're the International Gymnastics Federation. They want to take parkour, basically. They've just decided to unilaterally take something that was already sovereign and predefined and its own thing, basically so they can just make money from it. Obviously, the primary demographic for parkour is young male athletes, and typically gymnastics have really struggled to get male participation. People within the parkour community have been pretty vocal about it. Some people are sort of for it, some people are indifferent, a lot of people are very against it, but more recently I think people are sort of just going to the competitions because they're afraid that they're going to miss out on opportunities, prize winnings, trips and stuff like that. And there's something different in parkour that I found that I didn't find in gymnastics or trampolining. Trampolining was geared towards being the best to get on a podium, to win medals. That was the goal. Parkour, for most people, is a lifelong practice. It's just like continually learning, continually finding challenges and overcoming them. I don't think they're the same thing. It doesn't encompass all of the other essential parts of parkour. Maybe if you want to call it a philosophy, you've stripped out the philosophy.
It is quite scary to think that we might be handed like a syllabus to like teach, and then it becomes like a tick box exercise. At the moment, it's nice being able to teach freely what you think is suited for those students. But if you've got like a syllabus to teach, then it then becomes a strict sort of coaching, because they have to like achieve this and achieve that and achieve this and achieve that.
The problem with people competing in the FIG events is that you are lending them credibility from the parkour community. You're giving the green light for other people to do it. A lot of people are on the fence at the moment, and when you go and do that, people just go, oh, well, he's doing it actually, so probably, like, that's okay. So maybe FIG's not all that bad. It would be very, very easy for us to get swallowed up and then the whole thing being fundamentally changed. It's going to affect all the other people getting into it, and I think we have to think of the future generations, because that's how an idea gets carried through time. My personal plan is I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, coaching parkour how I see parkour, and then we're going to be pretty vocal when FIG do whatever they're doing and we don't agree with it, and we'll say this is why we don't agree with it. And I think keep on keeping on, because people around here are getting loads out of it. So I think we just have to keep doing what we're doing and hope for the best, and that's all you can do.